Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto Had the Unknown Sharingan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto's a Vampire that I posted on this channel and enjoy. And over on Anime King, I post a new episode of What If Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him. So yeah guys, go ahead and check out that. And later on, I'm going to be giving you something new. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and yeah, without further ado, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. Well, let's get straight into the intro. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So the last time we left off, Naruto and Lee faced off against a rock ninja that goes by the name Gyurki, as he could manipulate the rocks and send boulders flying at Naruto and Lee, as Naruto then told Lee to hold him off, as he will use his special jutsu, as Naruto created the Rasen Shuriken with the Susanoo, as Lee jumped out of the way as Naruto threw it towards Gyurki. Gyurki stretched out his boulders, thinking that they would be enough to stop it, but the attack engulfed him and ripped everything to pieces, and then a large boom echoed through the area. When Naruto and Lee was heading off thinking that he was dead, he came out of the mist, as they were surprised. But Gyurki used a second Tsukage's technique that allows his body to split into two and lessen his chakra, as Gyurki then activates the gates, as he's using a more primal form of it that Lee hated. So Lee tells Naruto to go on, as Lee took on Gyurki, as Lee was getting beaten back, but Lee had a trick up his sleeve. Lee had on some seals that gave him different abilities that he got from Tsunade after facing off against Garen in tuning exams, as he had a seal for wind and also a seal for earth. As Lee activated those seals, and with the power of that, he was able to destroy Gyurki. When Naruto arrived, he saw the whole place was destroyed and his comrades were gone. As the man appeared, he told Naruto that his name was Kikaku Honda, as he told Naruto that his comrades has captured Naruto's comrades. As Naruto was angry, as the man told him that the mission was over because they have captured Princess Koyoki, as Naruto didn't understand who was Princess Koyoki, as the man said, "Oh, you know her by Yuki." The man told Naruto that he has a quirk of studying people, and he has been for a long time now, as he's upset that he didn't born in the ages of the Sage of Six Paths and Hashirama Senju and Madara, because nowadays there's a lot of weaklings out here. And he told Naruto that he's odd, that he has something to prove to become one of those greats, and he would like to test Naruto powers now, as Honda rushed towards Naruto. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's begin this new episode. Both Honda and Naruto went through hand sign, as Naruto breathed out a blast of flames, and Honda breathed out a blast of water, as both attacks collided, created steam all over the movie set. Naruto looked around as he was trying to look through the thick curtain of steam. My, that was careless of you, Uzumaki, as a voice came from all directions. Don't you know that a Kiri Shinobi can use steam as if it was mist? As his voice echoed unnaturally. Suddenly, everything went completely quiet for Naruto. Even the animals in the woods has gone completely silent. As Naruto searched through the steam with the Sakura Sharingan, he then caught sight of something as he quickly turned towards it. As the object was cutting through the steam and coming towards him, Amaterasu, Naruto said, as the object was covered in black flames. It was at that moment Naruto realized that it was a kuna with a tag on it, as it then exploded with a strong, hot flash that almost feel like it's going to burn his eyes out, as Naruto screamed out in pain. Meanwhile, Shin was running through the woods. Everything in the last hour had happened so fast. One moment, she was making her way to the movie set along with Yuki and Sakura, when suddenly another missing nin showed up, claiming to be there for the actress. Sakura told them to hide while she tried to fight the black-haired man, but it soon became clear that she was no match for him. It was at that point when Yuki turned to Shin and told her to run, as Yuki said that she would turn herself in and try to save Sakura's life, and it might end all of this chaos she has put them in for her safety. Shin was not proud of herself, but she followed through the actions as she made a run for it. As she left her behind, she realized that she has not seen any vision for Sakura or Yuki's death, as they will be fine. Eventually, she found a hiding spot in the woods, hoping that Taro or Naruto will come for her soon. After several minutes of silence, hoping that the fighting will end, her hopes went under as she heard the fighting start again. She jumped when she heard a scream, as she recognized it to be Naruto's. As she decided that she could no longer wait and hide anymore, so she rushed over to where she heard the noise. As she was getting closer and closer, as she heard Naruto scream in anguish. When she arrived, she saw in the middle of everything, the movie set, it was Naruto. The black-haired man was standing over him, that same man that fought Sakura. Shin hid behind the tree as her body was shaking. Meanwhile, Naruto fell to his knees as he clutched his head as he was screaming in pain. "Come on, Uzumaki, this can't be the best you can do," Honda said, as Naruto tried to compose himself, but his entire body was in pain. His feet felt like they were standing on needles. His stomach felt like something had wrapped around it and was squeezing it tight. But by far the worst pain, it was in his head. He could feel it pulsating as if it was going to explode at any moment, and his eyes. Shin tried to say something. She tried to call out to Naruto, but nothing came out. This is wrong. This is not what I saw in my vision, she thought, as she saw blood start to stream from his eyes coming down. He could not move. His body was paralyzed from the burning sensation that came from his eyes, as he could not open his eyes, but blood was leaking out. "I take it that you never heard of a Shakumitsu, explosive tags," said Honda. "They are pretty rare now, but back in the war days, they were quite common. The tags release a potent light when they come in contact with any type of fire. They were created to cripple the Sharingan." All Naruto could do was listen, as his body was under extreme pain. As Honda walked up to Naruto, "I kept one with me, just in case I have to fight off Uchiha Itachi or Kakashi Hatake. I never thought that I would get to use it today," he said as he stood over Naruto. Before Naruto could react to anything, he felt a powerful kick connect with his ribs as he was sent flying back. "It's quite disappointing, Uzumaki," said Honda, as Naruto tried to get back to his feet and find out where the voice was coming from. "You walked right into my trap. It was almost too easy." As Naruto was hearing his voice, but it was coming from a random direction each time, preventing him from finding it. Suddenly, he felt a kunai slash at his back as he stifled the pain and quickly spun around and threw a fist. But he only punched the air. He then felt another kick as he was flying back as he slammed into a hard surface. "You have to do much better than that, Uzumaki," Honda's voice mocked him. As Naruto got to his feet struggling as he held up his hands as he tried to find the voice, but a fist connected into his gut, knocking the wind out of him. Naruto quickly rolled up his right sleeve as he used his thumb and put some of his blood on it as there was a poof as he released Reika. As the blade then shot forward as Honda jumped away. "That's a smart move, Uzumaki. You may not be able to see, but Reika attacked on its own." As Naruto held the lightning covered spear in his hand as a chain danced around him. "But," said Honda, "will it be fast enough?" As he threw a pair of shurikens at Naruto. Immediately, Reika's chain shot forward, knocking away those projectiles as it then went over to Honda, as Honda had to jump away. As Honda shot several more kunais and shuriken towards the opponent, but they were knocked away by the chain. But he sent another wave of kunai and shuriken, quickly followed by a fourth one. Despite the chain's quick movements, one of the kunais got through as it sliced Naruto on his cheek. You see, said Honda, that spear is not going to be enough to defeat me. Naruto grit his teeth as he stood his ground. He knew that Reiga-chain was trying its best to keep the black hair man at bay, but it was not enough to keep up with his quick movements. Still hiding behind the tree, Shin watched as Naruto struggled against the older shinobi. She did not have to be a ninja herself to predict what was going to happen next, as the chain overextended itself. As Honda saw an opening, as he quickly rushed forward. As Shin watched as Honda came at Naruto from the back, as she quickly stepped out from the tree, as she screamed, "Naruto, you're not going to die here!" The sudden outburst surprised both ninjas. As Honda looked over, he completely forgot about the blonde-haired girl that was with Yuki and the pink-haired girl. As Naruto took advantage of the fact that he finally knew where his opponent was standing, as he poured some of his chakra into his blade, as he started to cackle with lightning. As Naruto hurled the spear at the missing nin, Honda could do nothing, as the spear pierced him right through the chest and sent him flying back and pinned him against one of the destroyed wall of the movie set. "It's over," said Naruto as he grabbed onto the chain and sent a powerful electricity down, as Honda screamed out in pain as his body was electrified. Once he felt it was enough, Naruto stopped the attack as he called back his spear. Shin immediately rushed over to Naruto. Naruto, are you okay? Your eyes, are they..." Naruto turned his face towards the direction where her voice was coming from. "It's alright," he lied. "What about you? Are you hurt? Are you okay?" he asked. "I'm fine. Yuki told me to run, and I did," she said, her voice coming out embarrassment and full of guilt. "Good," said Naruto. "At least you're safe." As Naruto didn't see it, but a blush appeared on her face. The both of them then heard a laugh through the movie set. The two of them then turned to where the former Miss Shinobi was still impaled. Despite his current situation, the smile had returned to his face. "Before our fight, I calculated the outcome again and again, and despite being extremely low," as he then turned at Shin, "I never expected you to beat me this way. I can't remember the last time I was taken by surprise like this." Naruto walked towards his wounded opponent as Shin followed close behind him. "What are you planning with Yuki? And where the hell are my friends?" "I told you already, Uzumaki-san. My team and I was hired to capture Fujikage Yuki. I have no idea about our employer's plan, but I can tell you that they're from the hidden snow." "That's not enough," said Naruto. Why did you guys take my friends?" "I am sorry, Uzumaki, but that is all I know. But let me make it up to you by telling you something else." As he reached up and grabbed his own headband. "We've been observing you, Uzumaki-san. You are more valuable to this world than you even realize." As he smiled, seeing that they were confused. "Do not fear the red dawn, because the white night watch over you." Shin gasped in shock when Honda's body turned into mud and crumbled into the ground. Naruto kneeled down as he examined the mud. He was a clone this entire time. What the hell did he mean with all of that, Naruto wondered. "What do we do now?" asked Shin. Naruto turned as he stood up straight. "It's simple. We go after the others. We go to Snow, get back Yuki and my friends," he said. Time skip. Naruto was on a boat that was rocking very hard as he could smell the sea salt. As Naruto reached up, "It seems like my other senses are becoming quite heightened," he said as he touched the bandages that were on his eyes. After being blinded in his fight with Honda, Naruto was examined by the doctor working with the filming crew. Fortunately for him, the man had been a retired medic nin who has seen similar cases in the field. As the man told Naruto that he was lucky, that was supposed to take away his eyesight and also his Sharingan, as it would have made him completely blind. But his eyes were somewhat responsive, meaning that his eyesight will come back in time. However, Naruto knew that it was not really luck, but it was his fast healing courtesy of the Fox Chakra that had prevented it from being permanent. Now all that he had to do was wait for his sight to return and pray that his healing abilities would make him regain his Sharingan. Since the doctor told him that there was no way to tell what kind of injuries his chakra pathway suffered. But now was not the time to worry about his eyes. The fight with Honda had already been a couple of days ago, and there was far more things to deal with, like going to the snow with real advanced technology and attack them in order to rescue a real-life princess. Not to mention that the bad guys had a good head start. A sigh escaped Naruto as he thought back how things quickly escalated. Flashback. What do you mean she's the heiress to the snow country? Naruto said. Despite his blindness, he was still able to grab Yuki Manager and slap him against the wall. With the help of Shin, Naruto was able to find Lee and Shino, and they had taken the others back to the hotel to get some rest. Without wasting any time, Naruto wanted answers as he wanted to know why mercenaries were after Shin. As Yuki Manager struggled to find his voice. Several years ago, Snow Country Daimyo was betrayed by his brother, Dodo, during the attack. A leaf shinobi managed to get the only daughter of the daimyo to safety. Sandio explained, that girl is the person you know as the actress, Fujikage Yuki. Her real name is Kazahan Koyoke, he revealed. And what? She has been hiding in plain sight all this time? Naruto said, still holding on to the man collar. Pretty much. She changed her name and stayed away from any contact to her past life. She doesn't even know that I was one of her father's guards, he said. Then why now? Why suddenly send missing ninjas after her? Did you know that this was going to happen? Naruto asked. No, of course I didn't know anything about this. Sandio immediately explained. I admit I was planning to eventually reveal myself to her and try to get her to come home and reclaim her birthright. But like I said, she doesn't even know who I really am. We really did just hire you for a routine security job. As Shino stepped in. So there was no clue that the Snow Country forces have found her out and was trying to capture her. No, of course not. I never received any warning back home, he said. As Naruto released him, then what about my friends? Why would this Dodo have them captured as well? That is certainly strange, said Shino. It is one thing, capturing a diplomatic person, but capturing ninjas from a foreign village, that is a declaration of war. Sandio pondered over the matter for a few seconds. I do not know why your teammates were taken, but the only thing I could think is that Dodo wanted them as test subjects. As the three ninjas shouted, "What?" Before taking over, Dodo was always pushing his focus on stronger technology and weapons. Snow ninjas may not be as impressive as other ninjas from the Great Five Nations, but you would never find another ninja equipped more. If I may say, Dodo wants to use her teammates to try out any new toys that is Division has created. We have to go and get them back, said Naruto. I hate to be the one that said this, but you have to remain calm, Naruto. In a situation like this, we should inform the village of what happened first, Shino said. We don't have time for that, Naruto shouted. It will take us days to get back to the village. So what, said Shino. Are you simply suggesting that the three of us go after them? First of all, Lee is injured and you're blind. Our strength has severely reduced. And also, snow countries across the river. How do you expect us to follow them? I believe I can help with that, the movie director said as he stepped forward. Our production ship is at the harbor. Give us a day, 2 the most, and it will be ready to pursue these villains, he said. I still think it's foolish to go after them in our state, even without informing the Hokage, Shino said. Naruto bit his thumb as he then went through hand sign. Summoning jutsu, he said, as there was a puff of smoke. Soon enough, a toad came out. Huh? Naruto, what do you want? You're cutting into my snack time, said Gamakashi. What's wrong with your eyes, by the way? There's no time for that. Gamakashi, I have a very important mission for you. A mission? I thought you called me to hang out or train like how you do the others. Oh well, I guess I'll have to summon Gamatatsu instead. I'm sure you'll be happy to help me out, and besides, he's far more reliable. What? The orange toad said. You cannot call my brother. He will just screw your mission up. Fine, fine, if you're so desperate, what is the stupid mission? As Naruto smirked. I knew I could count on you, Naruto said. We're going to need you to deliver a message to Konoha. It's a long journey, and you're going to have to travel as faster than you ever did before, but I know you can do it. Of course I can, don't forget who you're talking to, said the toad. As Shino sighed, as he started to write down the message they were going to give the toad. Having taken care of that problem, Naruto turned his direction over to Taraho. Taraho, I trust that you will be able to see Shin back to her temple. Of course, said Taraho, I will, but he was cut off. What? You're sending me home? Shin shouted as she marched over to Naruto. Lee moved to intercept her. Shin, you have to realize that things has gotten serious and more dangerous. I have to go, she said. Wasn't your mission supposed to be my bodyguards? And I have to go too, otherwise. But she was cut off as there was a loud sound as everyone turned to Naruto with his fist in the wall. We don't have time for your goddamn temper tantrums, Naruto screamed. Taraho, would you please? As he guided Shin out, Shin being too shocked to fight back this time. End of the flashback. It's already been a couple of days, and they should be arriving at the coast of Snow Country tomorrow. Naruto took a deep breath of the sea air. Despite the calm face he had on, he was a mess on the inside. By convincing Lee and Shino to chase after the Snow Ninja, Naruto had put himself as the leader of the group. Not only was he responsible for his teammates' safety, but he was also responsible for their captured friend as well, and also the life of the movie crews that were helping them out. And there was no Kakashi Sensei, Shikamaru, or Neji to fall back on. As all of the weight was piling on his shoulder, I did say I wanted to become Hokage, Naruto said, with a half smile. Suddenly, Naruto sensed a presence behind him. You can come out from there, he said, as Shin came from behind the barrels, as she walked beside Naruto. Couldn't sleep, he said. No, I was thinking about how an idiot you are, he said, as Naruto was a bit angry, seeing that on the second day on sea, they found her hidden. Apparently, Shin managed to give Taraho the slip and got on board the ship without anyone noticing. To make matters worse, a huge storm has hit the coast of Demon Country, making them unable to turn back. Now Naruto had no choice but to add Shin's name to one of the people on the list that he's responsible of. Again, I'm sorry about sneaking on board, she said. It doesn't really matter now. After all, you did promise to obey what I say until we can take you back to your home, right? Yes, I will, she said. So then, what are you doing awake? Tomorrow is going to be a long day. You should make sure you're well rested while you can. It's too cold, she said, as she wrapped her arms around herself. I'm finding it hard to sleep when I think I'm going to be frozen to death. As Naruto chuckled, well, that tends to happen when you're sailing to a place called the Snow Country. As her cheeks puffed out at his teasing. And what about you? What are you still doing up? I'm not going to lie, Naruto said as he turned back to the sea. I'm really nervous. That is what is keeping me up. And without my eyesight, I doubt things are going to be easy. I'm going straight into the deep end. The both of them remained quiet for a couple of minutes. I'm sure that everything is going to work out, Shin said, breaking the silence. I'm sure you're going to do great. Yeah? Huh. Thanks, Naruto said. Come on, he said as he turned around. We have to at least get some sleep. And if you're having trouble in the cold, I could sleep next to you and keep you warm. What? She said as she was blushing. I would never. How would you even She was so flustered she couldn't even complete a sentence. Let's go, said Naruto. You're gonna be left all alone on the deck. What? Don't leave me here by myself, she said as she chased after him. Meanwhile, Sakura slowly opened her eyes as she tried to get up, but she couldn't, as she looked to see that she had some kind of rope restraining her body. Sakura? As Sakura turned to see Tenten at the other side of the cell, with a metallic bracer tied around her body as well. Thank goodness, you've been unconscious for days, and I was beginning to think that you would never wake up. As Sakura dragged herself over to Tenten, seeing that she couldn't stand up and she was too weak. Days? Tenten, what happened? Where are we? Don't you remember? We were attacking the movie set. There was some huge explosions. Neji told Shino to get the people out of there. While he went off, there was this man that arrived and both me and Neji took him on. In the end, we won, but then a ton of snow shinobis came there. And in the end, we were unable to fight and we was knocked unconscious. When I came to, I found you here as well. So, where's Neji? Asked Sakura as she looked around. as Tenten pointed to another cell across them. As Neji was there lying on the ground with 3 braces on his body, he was able to break free from this thing, but instantly they were on him and they wrapped these 3 around him. Sakura looked down on the one that was on her. What exactly are these things? They're some sort of chakra absorbing bracers that they put on us. That is the reason why you're feeling unnaturally weak right now. Yes, I feel exhausted, she said. Her eyes then widened. What about Naruto and the others? What happened to them? As Tenten shook her head. No. I have not seen Naruto or the others since they ran off with you. Or Shino when he left the movie set to lead the others to safety. As Sakura had dread in her mind, wondering what happened to the others. Meanwhile, Koyoki was pacing in her room. This has been her routine since she arrived. She would bang on the door, scream for bloody hell, and do it back and front over and over again. As she sat there, frustration took over as she went towards the door. How long are you going to keep me here? She screamed. What the hell do you want from me? As she kept on pounding the door over and over and over. She then heard the door open. As she moved back as the door was pushed open, Koyoki said a voice. As Koyoki backed away, Uncle? I am very glad that you remember me, Koyoki. It's been quite a long time since you left. I have to say, I've been a fan of your movies. There were so many questions in Koyoki's mind, so many things she wanted to say. Why did he betray her father? Why did he capture her and bring her back? Why? Why was he doing all of this? Time skip. Shin was seeing the course of the snow country. You're going now? It's almost night time, she said. Precisely, said Shino. It would be good for us to move in the darkness of night. Also, you're coming with us, Naruto said. What? Said Koyoki. As Lee placed a hand on her shoulder. I know it is strange to take you with us, but that is the only way we can keep you safe. What do you mean? She asked. This ship will not be docking in the harbor. It will sail along the coast, drawing the snow country's attention, giving us free rein to move around the village. But that would mean, she said. Yes, if Snow Country is as hostile as Sandio said it has become, they will be attacked by the Coast Guard force. As she quickly turned and looked at the movie crew, and they all offered her a smile. Do not worry, Shin. I am not going to die until I see this adventure become the greatest movie in the world, the director said with a thumbs up. Thank you for all your help, director, Naruto said, as Shino nodded in acknowledgement, as Lee gave a thumbs up and smiled. But Shin was unsure as she simply looked down at the ship. Okay, let's go. She then noticed that they were walking to the opposite side of the ship. Guys, it's this way, Shin said. We're not taking the light boat, said Naruto, as he then went through hand sign, summoning jutsu. As the ship rocked back and front, as the waves were moving up and down. When the smoke cleared, Shin saw a toad with 2 swords strapped on his back. Gamma Hero, could you please take us ashore? Naruto said, as the toad nodded as he opened his mouth incredibly wide as he stuck out his tongue, forming a bridge for them. What? Said Shin. There's no way I'm going inside of a toad's mouth. As Naruto sighed, a frustrated sigh. Lee, remember what I told you? As Lee then gulped as he walked over to Shin. Sorry, he said, as he picked her up and threw her over his shoulder as he carried her off. As she struggled to try to get off his shoulder, she saw the director walk over to Naruto. Best of luck, young man. You too, Naruto said, as all of them headed in the toad's mouth. Sometime later, they were all in a cave. Shin had a fire to herself, while the other 3 boys were around another fire with a map that Sandio had gave them. As Shin was thinking about pushing her hands in the fire to get warm, because even with the fire so close, she was still so goddamn cold. As Shin saw Naruto squinting his eyes to look at the map, his eyesight has returned, but not so good. He had serious problem of looking at things in bright places, and his eyes still squint and hurt from bright lights, and he still couldn't use his dojutsu. By now Sandio should have made contact with his allies in the countryside, said Lee. Shino nodded. Yes, they will move towards the coastline as soon as possible. This should confuse them and hopefully it will draw some attention away from the movie crew, he said as he pushed up his sunglasses. As Shin wondered how was he seen inside the cave with those on. So we move in at sunrise, Naruto said as he looked over the map. Let's go over the plan one more time before we... But he was interrupted as Shin moved towards their fire and sit down. Why are you waiting for the morning? She said, as she felt warmer sitting down next to Naruto. I thought that you guys said it was best to act in the night, less chance of people spotting you and all that. Usually, that's the case, but here in Snow Country, while you're correct in assuming that stealth missions are easier to carry out at night, Dodo's stronghold is closed tight after sundown during this time of the year. Because of this land extremely low temperature and recent recurrent snowstorms, thus a tough location to break into. It's impossible to get in at night, he said. Shin nodded. The movie crew had given them coats and all that, but the place was still extremely cold, so she wouldn't like to go out in a snowstorm. Anyway, back to the plan, said Naruto. At first light, Shino will cause a distraction to the east forest. Hit them hard and get out fast. You have to make it to point 2 as soon as possible. As Shino simply nodded. Lee, you will be in point 2 west of the castle. About 20 minutes after Shino started diversion, you have to make sure that Yuki forces see you. But don't engage them until Shino get there. And after that, the both of you will take them on. Ensure that they think that you guys are the real assault. Yes, Lee said. Don't worry, Naruto. I can take care of that. Between this and Sandayu attack on the coast, it should be enough chaos for me to break into the fortress and rescue everyone. Wait, what about me? Shin said. What will I be doing? You will be staying here with a couple of clones until we get back, said Naruto. But, said Shin as she was about to say something, but a hard look from Naruto quickly silenced her. Now, said Naruto, let's get some sleep and prepare for tomorrow. But guys, in the end of this episode right here, if you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends, your social media platform, and also stay in tune for the new series that I'm going to be giving you over on Anime King. And I hope you guys enjoy. And also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, guys. And yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.